I'm not very good at joking around, especially when it comes to politics and people's egos. I was maliciously reputation. People say a dude who doesn't have any friends is probably because he doesn't deserve any friends. I'm deaf, and I was tortured brutally. And the people who did it covered it up. I wouldn't be surprised if people come out of the closet about it at Fulton School. But the police are telling them, don't let it get around that you've talked, because we don't want him to be heard from. Well, there were a lot of witnesses. There always have been people who knew. And there's a storyline that I'm a derogatory person towards people. Well, the thing is that judgmentalism is part of the right to free speech. And when you're afraid to talk about people, it loosens you up to be told it's okay to put someone down. That's all you're doing. You're just putting somebody down. You're not telling their secrets or anything like that. So it's complicated psychologically. There was a formula for it. I had amnesia, traumatic amnesia. And they had impacted a vituperative disorder based on The Exorcist, The Enemy Within. They knew about the personality change chemical and what it would do. And they were trying to make me look possessed. And they were using neurohypnosis, but at that point in time, they were basically just toying with my reputation at PITT News because they wanted to make it look like Reagan came down on me because I insulted him. And you're not insulting the Fuhrer, you're just insulting the American president. Well, see, the prerogative of a giant individual like that is to put you down. Like his insulting my father and the mysterious circumstances of my father's death didn't mean anything. They pulled this this rabbit out of this magic hat that I'm in D.C. with his attorneys when he claims he got shot. So, the Bible people come and say it's a biblical treason to say anything mean about the person who dissed your dead father. I mean, it's stupid stuff like that. It got all gummed up in the performance art. And then John Lennon comes down on his magic broomstick. You could have saved me, Jimmy. You could have saved me, Jimmy. All this ridiculous stuff. The way I saw it was that the style of the great dictators originated with Mussolini and D.W. Griffith, whose assistant director from Birth of the Nation was making Reagan's wartime films. So Hollywood got off the ground with the great dictators, and Reagan's personality cult, to my eye, very clearly was modeled around the great dictators. It was perfectly clear. So to me, there wasn't idle irony about calling his reign the nightmare years. Now, I didn't know who Fauci was, but I certainly knew what the AIDS epidemic was. The attorneys who had me in D.C. when he claims he was shot, remember, he needs a big alibi, stationed me at the medical library, at the same compound where they wrote the Federal Emergency Management Agency Constitution. And they were, playing Putin knuckle. So the great dictator idea was built into the script. And so when I started looking at the semiotics and finding the elements that he actually was modeling himself around the great dictator, consciously, symbolically, as part of a semiotic stunt, I was not surprised. And the people who tortured me crawl out in bedlam. Reagan didn't know, and started putting on those steelworker helmets and coming out swinging. Oh, Reagan didn't know. And it's a myrmidon, it's a very brutal puppet show. But the evidence is really very strange. His attorneys gave me a brochure that says there's no such thing as objective reality, only what the jury believes. And these are the people who tore my heart out with that poisoning Mackenzie Shirilla in broad daylight. And they tampered with the way they presented it, set her up and slammed her into a wall while pretending to be defense attorney. Exactly the way they murdered my father. It's notorious. The same little region. And they said, Reagan didn't know. Oh.